The Earth isn't flat. I checked. Hi there, I'm Wade. I run a channel called Wade's Underworld, where I do my own observations of the Earth and sky right from my home on the east coast of Australia. And it just so happens that every time I make these observations, they seem to always match the globe Earth and heliocentric models. Crazy, I know, right? But what I've found is, it's quite easy to prove the Earth is a globe and that the flat Earth is just some ridiculous fantasy. So I thought I'd share with you all some of my favourite personal observations of our beautiful planet. Now, besides the obvious differences I get to observe, such as the upside down moon and upside down constellations and even the south celestial pole right from my backyard, there's actually some other observations I want to share with you. The first one I want to show you is the path the sun takes here in Australia, or more correctly, the path the sun, moon and planets take along the ecliptic. If we take a look at the popular flat Earth map and then overlay the sun path I see from the southern hemisphere, it's pretty easy to see that there's something really wrong here. I also compared this with the globe Earth model, which shows us that curve that the apparent position of the sun makes as it rises from the southeast through my northern sky and setting in the southwest. But I also needed to get footage of this happening, so in this video I filmed the sunrise, midday and sunset all in one day. So here I am setting up for the sunrise, just confirming the sun's direction with the compass. Then I did the time lapse of the sun rising. It worked out alright, I thought. At midday, I made a crude setup to show that the sun is most definitely north of me during the day. And then for the sunset, I did the same as the sunrise, showed the sun's direction as best I could, and then finished off with a time lapse. For me, the apparent path of the sun in the southern hemisphere completely destroys any flat Earth map or model, if you can call it that. I've also done a few horizon observations as well. These few here are my first attempts and I think show curvature drop quite well, but of course I needed something better. This photo here was a complete accident. I was just testing the zoom of my new camera, and after a second look I realised how special this photo is. The elevation of the camera is about 60 feet, the top of the mast is about 35 feet, I'm at 40 times optical zoom looking down on the boat, so I'm zoomed all the way in on the boat, yet the top of the island in the far background there is at the same elevation as me, my eye level. If the Earth was flat, not only should the top of the island be above the mast, but the bottom of the island should also be above the mast, as demonstrated in this globe Earth flat Earth model comparison. The curvature drop seen here is dramatic enough, but a recent photo I got completely blows the flat Earth apart. This lighthouse is photographed from the same location as the boat photo and is around 31 miles away. And the reason I like this one so much is because there is over 200 feet of land being blocked by the curvature of the Earth. It's literally behind the curve. Most flat earthers just pick apart the little bit of mirroring and refraction that's actually happening here, but they just completely ignore the 200 feet of land missing. Surprise, surprise. Now, the last observation I'll show you is probably by far my most popular. I'm lucky enough to be almost right in the middle of the field of view of the satellite Himawari 8. The satellite produces incredible, large, high-resolution and zoomable images, and because of this, I'm able to photograph my local weather and then match the photos with the images from the satellite. And every single time I do this, it always matches. Whether it's overcast or perfectly sunny, it matches. Whatever cloud type is the most predominant, it matches. And sometimes, depending on the conditions, I can make out individual clouds. I was actually really surprised by how easy it is to match the images to my own photos. The latest round of match-up observations I did using Himawari were dual time lapses. These observations truly show that the satellite images were most definitely not created from scratch on a computer. For me, these Himawari match-ups are proof of the globe, space and space flight. I've got plenty more observations, all of which support the globe and science. Amateur science and experiencing the great outdoors has always been a hobby of mine. I really enjoy making these videos just for the sheer sake of it. Thank you all for watching. See you later.